We should start.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and most welcome guests. My name is Mukta Gera and I am Sergeant of Arms today. It is my pleasure to officially call this 211 meeting of Sprout Club open. The mission of a Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention the foreground rules which we follow in a Toastmaster meeting. They are: please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. As a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. Please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. And I would request each ExCom, the role players, and the guests to rename themselves. A heartening welcome to all the guests. I hope you all are looking forward to great enthusiastic speeches by a dynamic team. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to our club president, Toastmaster Anupam Kumar, who with his incredible personality is raising the high bar of this club. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a wonderful opening, and thanks a lot for our introduction. Thanks a lot. So I would like to welcome each and every one of you in 211th meeting of us. Okay, I'm hoping that this is going to be one of the best meetings so far, as our club has done so many great meetings in past also. So it is going to be another wonderful meeting. Okay, so I warm welcome each and every one of you. And if there is some guest also, my heartiest warm welcome to you, sir and ma'am. Our mission in this club is basically to make this club as a #1 club. We are working towards it. Maybe we'll soon achieve this target. And we have a very good theme given by Toastmaster Bhushan sir, who is our Toastmaster of the day for today. So we'll definitely learn a few things from him. Okay, so let's see what is there in this store. Okay, and before doing so, if somebody is there, some of our guest is available in the room, please let me know so that we can give a warm welcome to all of you.
I can see Mr. Amit Singh is there. Mr. Amit Singh, I would request you to unmute yourself and even switch on your video and speak to us.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amit Singh. I'm from Lucknow, and first time I'm joining this Toastmaster Club, and I got a message in my group, and then I decided to join, and I would like to see the activities of this group, and then I would also like to have a membership of this group also. So thank you so much. I'm from Lucknow. I'm Amit Singh.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us today. And I'm glad that you want to part of this. So most welcome over here. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And, yeah.
Sure. Please, Amit sir, please rename yourself as guest.
Yeah. And
yeah, okay, sure.
To get the club membership, you can approach our sensational member, TM Bhushan sir. So yeah, you can connect with them. Okay. And
yeah,
I
sure,
would like to, I
you,
would love to listen to you, any expectation you have from this meeting. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Basically, I joined this group because
you are not audible. Now audible.
Sure. Now it is okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to improve my communication skills, and I want to be a good speaker, and that's my expectation from the group. And in future, I would like to also share my views on any given topics. So definitely, I'll actively participate in this group.
So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And we look forward for your presence in future meetings as well. And next time, I hope you'll be a Toastmaster then, not guest. So,
yeah, sure.
So
yeah, thanks.
With this, I would like to give the uh, virtual podium to TM Bhushan. He's our Toastmaster of the day. And he is having a beautiful theme in store for the day, and that is emotional intellect. Okay, and this is very important to have emotional intellect, whether you are you are working in any organization or in our families. Also, it's good to have emotional intellect. So I'm very happy that we have this theme for today. Yeah. So over to you, Bhushan sir.
Thank you, Anupam sir. You have been very kind to give me a second chance to act as an Toastmasters of the day. And I am very much excited for this session also. And we have great leaders over here. And we start with Mukta Geram, is a very eloquent speaker. And we would like to hear from her more and learn from her more. See, so many teachers in the group now, it really becomes a school of learning. So I really struggle hard to take out some new things and grab some knowledge from all you teachers. So Amit Singh sir, being in Sprout Club meeting would be a wonderful thing. You will get a lot of energy because sprouts are basically there for to give energy, and you will have wonderful flavor of knowledge because all our speakers and all our tag members, everybody is having his own set of knowledge, wonderful things to learn and which we can speak and spread in the society. So just to highlight today's theme. Today's theme is emotional intellect. As I have grown through my life, I have learned that emotional intelligence or the emotional eloquent person is very much necessary for me. I have a small story to share. There was a happy family in a metro city, a mother, a father, a son, and two daughters. Mother and father were busy earning for bread and butter. Son and the two daughters were in the school. They were following their educational career. As everybody was into the school, the boy was average school guy. He could manage his studies and sports and everything. The elder daughter was studious, so she was doing good in her academics. The younger daughter was fearful by nature. So she was always struggling with her studies. And when she appeared for her graduation exam, first paper, first paper, first hour of the paper, she was blank, she was frightened, and she just left the paper. She came home crying. She was crying like a baby. And she told the parents and her brother, her sister, that I am not going to give any exam, and that's it. It is enough. So everybody, as per their thinking, tried to motivate her, but the fear never went. Actually, every one of the family tried to force their aspirations, their knowledge, their emotions to her. Nobody connected to her emotion uh, that she was going, and that made that girl a patient of emotional disorder. It had a specific name. I will come out with all those details further. There, the only thing missing was the emotional intellect between the family member. Otherwise, everything is fine. I'll come out with the second stage of this story as we go ahead. Let us come back to the meeting. So today we have a jam-packed session. We have wonderful speakers. There are, I think, three speakers. So this is going to be a great session. First speaker is, just a minute, I'll just come down with. First speaker is Sharda ma'am, and her session will be evaluated by Mukta Gera ma'am. She will be the first evaluator. Second speaker is Tasneem Rangwala ma'am. She will be presenting her Icebreaker Speech. So all the best to her. And her evaluator will be Toastmaster Satya Sai Raj. The third speaker is Mr. Toastmaster Ganesh Hiwarkar sir. He will also be presenting his Icebreaker Speech. And this speech will be evaluated by Sharda ma'am. And the table topic session will be taken care by Toastmaster Gaurav, who is always enthusiastic for any role, whether he wants to take 2 or 3 roles at a time. So that's the duty of Mr. Gaurav. The general evaluation will be taken care by Anupam sir himself, and he has his tag team also. And so this is how the session will take place. So I would request General Evaluator Mr. Anupam sir to introduce his tag team.
Thank you so much, PM Modi Bhushan sir. And I'm delighted to have my tag team with me today. And in any of the Toastmasters, the heart of Toastmaster is evaluation. So when we give evaluation to others, then we get the chance to improve further. And that is why it happened with many of us that whenever we have attended any meeting, and then whatever we have performed, okay, so what is there, what is required to improve further? If somebody can suggest in a certain way, that becomes quite better when we come for next time. Okay, so that's what today I am having for those who are guests, those who are not aware. I'm the general evaluator, and I'll be evaluating entire speech, everybody on basis the judgment. Will be having feedback session. To help me with, I have a tag team. Tag team means timer, counter, and grammarian. So I would request my counter to just speak few words.
Greetings, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Now I would request our timer to introduce.
Time is money. Good evening, my dear. Good afternoon, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will give an example of how we value time. For example, there is a big billion day sale or great Great Indian sale going on Amazon or Flipkart. We want to buy something, a mobile phone or a camera. We'll search for it on YouTube, what are the reviews about it, and we search on Flipkart, what is the price, Amazon, Myntra, in everything, in every marketplace, we used to search the price. We end up wasting 5 to 6 hours researching about the price. But how much there will be the price difference? Maybe it's around 200 or 500. But what is the hourly rate of hours? If you work, it is around per 1 hour. It is more than that. So we can equal the value of time with money. So my purpose as a timer today is I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. In the end, I will come up with a report when the general evaluator calls. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So after time and money, I would request our grammarian, because words has very important role to play. Okay, and if we mean something else, what we don't mean to, so we can understand what could be the implication like. So the role of grammarian is utmost important. So I would request our grammarian to introduce her.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Grammar has an indispensable role in every language and forms the core of constructing meaningful sentences. Without grammar, our speech and writing is not authentic. So it should be comprehensive and it should make sense, and grammar plays an indispensable role. So today my role is as a grammarian is to pay attention to the good use of English and provide constructive feedback for improvement. At the end of the meeting, when General Evaluator calls me, I will present my report. And before that, I also want to introduce the word of the day, and today's word of the day is indispensable. Indispensable meaning absolutely necessity. And its synonym of the word is essential, and opposite of the word is dispensable. I would like to quote few examples. A good dictionary is indispensable for learning a foreign language. Or she made herself indispensable for this meeting. Or cars have become an indispensable in today's world. So, Toastmasters, you are encouraged to use this word of the day as frequent as you can, and in this meeting, and I will try to count how often it was used by each speaker, and I will provide my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much. So our tag team role is indispensable in this meeting. With this, I would hand over the virtual stage to our team.
Thank you, Anupam sir, and thank you to the tag team. You all are wonderful, and we will be enjoying your act always. Speaking is the reason why we are here, and if you want to grow in life, speaking is indispensable. This is the important thing. So, without wasting any further time, let us get introduced to today's speaker. I would request our first speaker, Sharda Chakravarti ma'am, to introduce her. She doesn't need any introduction. She's a great teacher. She's a great speaker.
Excuse me, sir. This is my role.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hand over the session to Mukta Gera ma'am. Yeah.
So I would like to introduce Toastmaster Sharda, who has a powerful aura of speaking. She has the ability to use words carefully and accurately, so they are quite indispensable to each and every Toastmaster. Kudos to her. Her title is Parenting with Love, which is level 3, project 2, and her pathway is motivational strategies. She is a founder and director of Golden Future Career and Counseling. She is a remarkable career counselor educator, and an author. Timer, please note, her speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Shadama.
Did you know that according to World Happiness Report 2021, India ranked 136 out of 150 countries, whereas the Finland topped for consecutive 5 years and Afghanistan at the bottom. Today in India, we have 472 million children under the age of 18. Representing about 39% of the country's total population. A large percentage, that is 29%, is between 0 to 6 years. Isn't it the duty of parents to become more mindful and go for the positive parenting? As parents, part of our role is to nurture and instill wholesome values, and that will shape and influence our child's choices and attitude towards life. So become a mindful parent and do the positive parenting. Why is it parenting love required? Because the benefits are many, but I'm going to sum it into few. It promotes the mental, linguistic, and the emotional development of the child. The child becomes very, very masters, I should say, in problem-solving skills, which is the requirement of today's world. It also exhibits optimistic and confident social behavior, and it is also the foundation of better social and academic skills. So parenting becomes very important. It's not only raising children, it is about staying positive. The are the one who will develop this beautiful people, positive children in this negative world. They are their role models. Our children, they are always following their parents as their role model. So be their role model. When the child is young, just see that the other person can wait, but your child cannot. When the child is in adolescent stage, give them space, give them time. And when the child becomes young adult, let him go or her go and give them some freedom. You are the child's greatest teacher. Inspire and always remember what you think, what you say, and what you do, your deeds, they should align with each other. If they don't align, then there's a big problem with you and also with your children who are just seeing you as their role model. How beautifully explained by our Mahatma Gandhi. He said, the thoughts, make it positive because they become your words. And your words, positive words, you become your behavior. Your positive behavior becomes your habit. And your positive habits will become your values. And keep your values positive because it will make your destiny. Yes. And who is our destiny? Our children and to whom we are parenting. Always remember the choice of words should be very careful. The choice of words can make a big impact on your child. As said by author Yehuda Bolt, he said, the words are the most powerful force available to the humanity. Either you use it to build up or you can rip the whole community. So words are so very powerful. Respect them and they should be treated with respect because you are over with saying something to your child and it has a great impact if the words are negative. So it's my request, my dear friends, please see that your words make an impact. Just say to your child what a lover would say. You're the most beautiful. You're gorgeous. I love your pimples. You smell like a candy. You're my sunshine. My heart is always yours. I love you, my darling. Say these words instead of saying the negative words. Your children, they close their ears to your advice, but they keep their eyes open because they are just seeing, watching you. It's my request. When you're treating your spouse, you should be respectful. Even your behavior with your domestic helper should be good. Your reaction in traffic, how you're sitting in the table, it also, the child also sees it and he imitates it. So it's very indispensable for the parents should see that they follow, they should do what they want their children to do. Because it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken man. Isn't it? What do you say? Am I correct? Thank you. Parents are only obligated to love you. Beside this, from the rest of the universe, love is needed to be earned. Very well said by Ramsha. What do you think? Do you agree with this? Do you know our relationship, first relationship, our life cycle of relationship starts with our own parents. Never forget, you are they are the reason for you, where you are and who you are. Always remember what they have done with you. You never know the love of a parent till you become parent yourselves. Yes, I have also felt that. Being a mother of 2 teenagers, I felt that you really feel the pain of your parents when you yourself become a parent. Have peace every moment when you're breathing. What I mean to say, the first foundation, that is your parents. Be loving, be respectful, be patient. Remember how they treated your each and every answer when you were young. But you lose your patience, and that your child sees, and you know what answer next you're going to give him. So I want to end with this beautiful poem by Kristen D. Lawrenson. You have to be strong, that nothing can disturb my peace of mind to talk health, happiness, and prosperity, every person I meet. So be strong. And what is your stand on positive parenting or parenting with love? Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. The stage is yours. Thank you.
What a wonderful speech, man. It was really wonderful. Mukta ma'am is there.
Bhushan sir, you may
Yes,
invite
sir.
others.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Slideshow has to be closed. Okay. What I have to evaluate, sir?
No, Bhushan
No,
sir will
so
continue.
Yes, Bhushan sir, you just introduced second evaluator, no?
Yeah, actually, I was to take the first session of introduction only. I think Mukta ma'am thought that we are starting with the session. I was starting the introduction part, but nevertheless, the first speaker is over with it. Actually, Mukta ma'am, the speaker has to be introduced, and then the evaluator has to be introduced, and he will explain his role, and then we will start the session. Am I right?
TMOD has to introduce the evaluator first, and then evaluator will introduce the speaker. So this is the process. So you have to introduce me, and then I introduce Sharda ma'am. So
and she will start
and then she will start the session of speakers.
Right. So now when we have to go for the second speaker, I have to introduce the evaluator first, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. That was a great plan. So, as the guidance received by Mukta Gera ma'am, thank you. And I would ask the second speaker's evaluator, Mr. Satya Sai Raj, to introduce himself, his role, and the second speaker. Mr. Satya Sai Raj.
Our second speaker is a Toastmaster, Tasneem ma'am. The speech title is You Are What You Think You Are. About her, she is a chartered accountant by passion. She is working in banking industry for over 10 years. Her personal passion include trekking, exploring people, and exploring places, and a yoga lover. She is giving her icebreaker speech. The speech timing is around 4 to 6 minutes. Timer, take note of the timing. Toastmaster Tasneem ma'am, you are what you think you are. You are what you think you are. Toastmaster Tasneem ma'am.
Tasneem ma'am, you are on mute. Kindly unmute yourself or you change your device. Tasneem ma'am, you are not audible right now. Tasneem ma'am, if I'm not mistaken, your device is not properly connected to the Zoom. The Zoom has a setting that your audio device is your default computer device, computer system network, or some other device. So that option you'll have to check. That may not be correct.
Hello.
That may not be now correct. You're audible.
Am I audible now?
You are audible.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I'll begin again.
Take your time, be comfortable, and then you can start your speech after one pause also. That's really fine. Take your time.
No problem. I'll begin. Fine, sure. 1 second. Right. You think you can or you think you cannot. You are right, as said by Henry Ford. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. A little about myself. I grew up as a single child in a nuclear family, and hence I was a little less notorious and more studious. This also led me to choose one of the toughest course, that is Chartered Accountancy course.
You are not audible.
It's fine now. Should I start again? Okay. Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. By Henry Ford. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, and my dear guest. A little about myself. I grew up as a single child in a nuclear family, and hence I was a little less notorious and more studious. This also helped me to choose my one of the very difficult course called Chartered Accountancy course. I remember the days when I used to study for almost 16 to 17 hours per day and missing out on all the festivals. Though I could hear the crackers bursting and I could see the lightnings all over, but still I chose to be with my beloved books. After not clearing in the first attempt, I was a little disappointed. But then I looked out for other ways. I had to reach my destination through different road now to make the journey a little comfortable and reach my destination. So there I changed the approach towards my studies and the manner as I was handling it. I even had to forego my fun time preparing for my own wedding. And finally, I had to make myself realize that if I study now, I might not have to get back to these books again in 6 months' time, which will be the next attempt. Finally, all this was worthful, and I managed to add my name. I managed to add CA before my name. So now I was CA Mrs. Tasneem Rangwala. Post this, I began my personal and professional journey both together. And in 3 years' time, I had a personal promotion that was my little bundle of joy. As I just said that when a new life comes up, your life altogether, your world changes altogether. And so was mine. I was now looking at this world through a mommy's eyes. This happiness also, along with this happiness, there was a fattier version of myself that came. And I was a little uncomfortable, or I was low on my self-belief. But I had to do something about it. Realizing that I had to do something about it, as my child had now become a toddler and I was still the same as I was post-delivery. I was in search of a newer me, a fitter and stronger me. I worked on getting better on myself, losing that 10 kgs of extra weight I had put on, which wanted to stay with me like forever. Finally, eating healthy and taking care of myself helped me to get into better version of myself. As now I was a fitter mom and belonging to a tracker family, I started a yearly ritual of solo tracking. I would join an organization called YHAI and meet new buddies. In 2018, I tracked Dalhousie. After the track, some of the group members, we thought of going and visiting Dharamshala. When spontaneously the decision to go and explore the paragliding adventure was made. This was at Birpiling, which is the second world's highest peak for paragliding. I was as happy and excited as I was petrified by the fear of heights. My heart was pounding and I was sweating, but somehow I managed. I believed I could do it, and that's how I got the courage to move forward despite being afraid of. That's how I could see the scenic beauty and experience enthralling fright. You see, I had a choice. I had a choice. After failing CA, I could have backed out, but I changed my direction to achieve magnificent possibilities, leading me to earn the word CA before my name. I had a choice to feel complex and self-sabotage myself, but I chose to become a fitter mommy. I had a choice to run away from my fear, but I faced it and enjoyed that ride. In life, we always have a choice. You can approach, you can run away from things, you can back out, but this has consequences. You may feel unhappy, you may feel negative about yourself, and you can only achieve a fraction of things that you are capable of. Instead, there is a better way. You choose to work around and find out ways. Life will be brighter and sunnier. You'll be healthier and happier. You'll set some indispensable ambitious goals to begin achieving those. You need to prove, you need to pursue these goals no matter how bumpy the ride is. You need to change the direction or change the road itself so that you are chasing your destination. You are the driver of your own vehicle. Nobody else can do it for you. People will encourage you, but still nobody can do it for you except for yourself. Your thoughts are incredible power. They can either build you or destroy you. Remember, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Oh, what a wonderful speech. Congratulations, ma'am. You have given your icebreaker, and I want everyone to applaud her
Thank you very much.
sincere effort. It was wonderful. I could relate with my icebreaker speech, which was a disaster. You are performing really well, and you have shared so many things in one speech. It was really a wonderful thing to listen to your icebreaker.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry for the technical glitches. Maybe it was the first time, so things didn't
That
go
is
well.
part and parcel of the technology. So we have to live with that. We are okay. So I would request the third speaker, Mr. Ganesh Hiraukar sir, to get ready, and I would ask Evaluator 3, which is our own Shraddha ma'am, to just introduce the new third speaker and his icebreaker speech. All the best, Mr. Ganesh.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, guest, and a special good afternoon to my speaker, Ganesh, Toastmaster Ganesh. My speaker is giving his speech, his pathway is effective coaching, level 1, project 1, and the title is self-education. I'm really amazed to see his introduction. He's a founder of Royal Silk, bachelor therapist, and IT professional. Oh my goodness, where one is IT and another is the bachelor therapist. I'm a big fan of it. And all the best for your icebreaker speech from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm audible? Thank you. There is one common thing in all of us. We all have certain milestones in our life and we achieve it. And there is a great pleasure out of it. But there are certain milestones which is really having thrill and excitement because of uncertainty. Hello Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I'm going to amaze you with my journey with self-education. I remember the day of my SSC result. On that day, I was fully excited and in thrill. At one corner of my mind, the tube light was blinking like this, with uncertainty. And the moment came. I got passed in my SSC exams. But the English made an history on my mark sheet. The examiner gave me 2 grace marks to pass in English. That really hurt me a lot. Because of this particular incident, I really feel disappointed. And the main thing is, it was diverted me from my passion. I wanted to become a software engineer, but I could not able to get admission to the science stream. And unfortunately, I started my journey with arts, and that too in regional language. After 10th to the 12th, these 2 years, I struggled a lot. I decided not to leave my passion and keep aligned to that. Within these 2 years, I learned myself the computers and English. At least the computer to become a technical expertise, and English to make myself at least I can read, understand, speak and write in English. And the miracle happened. With the self-education, it opened up a new door for me. Yes, I got an admission to Bachelor of Computer Application in the graduation. And the journey, the train which was missed, again back to the track. I started with my passion. I completed my graduation. And then I started my next education in the post-graduation in the Pune. That was a 3 years of master degree. The first year, absolutely fine. I cracked it and I passed in my first year. When the second year started, it was become difficult for me. The reason was I realized it is indispensable to crack the interview with 3 different skills. The interview skills, the presentation skills, and the group discussion skills. These 3 skills are really important to get placed into any of the company, and I had none of them. Then I decided to go back again with my self-education. And then I started learning all those skills which I required. I took help from my seniors. I even shifted my room like the Raju Rastogi shifted his room with Chatur Ramlingam. I shifted my room with seniors and started learning with them. Within 6 months, I got that miracle again happened, and I got placed before starting of my third year into a MNC company. And the miracle happened. It gave me a learning. The formal education can make you for living, but the self-education can make you a fortune. And the most important thing, when I started believing expanding my views with this self-education, I believe that when I joined the Speak and Grow family, we have lot many webinars, free webinars and low cost webinar which gives us the opportunity to evaluate our skills, our interest, our passion against the what is new in the market, and we can take the benefit to evaluate ourselves against the new skills on the oceans of webinar, and that gives us opportunity to grow with our passion. Hello Toastmasters, what's your perspective about this? Thank you.
Hey guys, sir, a wonderful speech. Congratulations to you for completing this icebreaker speech. And you can direct message me and say thanks, because I was the one who told you that you are a good speaker and you better get started. And you have done a wonderful, pehle ball pe chakka marte. That is what you have done. And
Thank you,
it's
sir.
really wonderful. So I congratulate you. And now it's high time that we should shift to the next stage of our meeting, because our table topic master is giving me direct messages continuously. So as our excited table topic master is ready, we'll soon switch over our session to table topic. I will ask Mr. Gaurav to take the virtual podium and start with his amazing ideas with table topics. Mr. Gaurav.
Yep. So, have you ever been asked anything impromptu? And how indispensable of presenting the answer is? Well, here I am to face you with that indispensable feeling. So, greetings to TMOD, fellow Toastmasters, and designated guests. Today I am here with table topics. So I have three parts in table topics: role plays, and debates. Debates not of such a level, we know, in which you are permitted to present your views one by one. And if I can share, this is the wheel who will choose who is going to speak. So without wasting any time, let's get on to the first speaker.
Just need to inform a timer, no? So just what is the duration?
So I am the chosen one.
Yeah.
So Anupam sir, thanks for your suggestion. I would request Gaurav sir, just let the timer inform about the table
Yeah.
topic timing, so that
Yeah, I was just about to do that. Please, timer, please note, in order to qualify in this session, a speaker has to speak for at least a minute and less than 2 minutes. You can give grace a period of 30 seconds on both sides. So let's see. Just wait a bit.
Gaurav sir, let the timer explain the timings of table topics.
Okay.
Yes.
Over to you, Mr. Timer.
Table topics, the duration of the table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. The speaker has to speak for at least 1 minute, and up to 2 minutes. The grace period is 30 seconds. We can extend up to 2 minutes 30 seconds. I will show the green card at 1 minute and yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds and red card at 2 minutes. Thank you.
Gaurav sir, please take over.
Yeah. Yes, Toastmaster Bhushan. Take any number between 1 to 9.
9.
Who inspires you? Why? Over to you.
I remember it was year 1998 when I joined this state government department. After working for 3 years in private service, doing marketing, doing sales, and suddenly a complete switchover, and I'm into a Sarkari office in a wooden table, sitting on a wooden table, the big set of files, another typical government office infrastructure. And suddenly I have no clear picture that how I'm going to perform in this government service. What are the expectations? What should be the tasks should be done? What are the timings, and what are the qualities that I should carry and show it to everybody? I was really in a mess. And then that day came. I had been to a municipal corporation for some work. I was sitting in front of this man. He was just busy talking on the phone, clearing some files, and discussing things with his engineers. And I was just sitting there and watching what he is doing. After finishing my work, I came out, and when I spoke to the executive engineer of that location, he just told me that he is the person who was sitting in that room is having immense knowledge of this organization, and the way he's working, he's handling around 2,000 crores of projects, and he is handling around 300 odd men, which includes contractors, which includes technicians, engineers, laborers, and everything. And he was reporting to commissioner, and he was reporting to Mantralaya head office. So he had so many tasks at so many levels. Still, that person was calm. He was to the ground, and he was totally non-corrupt. The typical thinking that you can have about a government person was not there. And I just realized that my idol is here. And I just copied the simplicity, the character, and the emotions that this person was showing by his acts. And today I am following them. Thank you. Tabletop.
Well, that was such a great impromptu presentation. Let's switch on to our next speaker. Second speaker, Tasneem ma'am, or I should call CA Tasneem ma'am. Please select number 1 to 9, except 9, 1 to 8, I should say.
Number 3.
All right. How would you describe yourself in one sentence?
Okay. Um,
You got the
to
topic?
describe myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One sentence.
Thank you. Okay. So to describe myself in one sentence, I would say I am I inspire myself. I look back to I look back at how I have managed difficult situations, and I always see to it that I try to manage things in the same manner. So today, since my icebreaker, I have already kind of explained the difficulties that I had in my life or the way I have overcome it. Anytime I have any difficulties, I look back to it and I see that how, even though the situations might be very difficult, it's not the situation that defines a happy person, but it is a person, how he handles the situation defines himself. So that is what I have to share. Thank you.
I was told there are 2 guests. So let's start with Amit sir. Are you there? Guest Amit sir, are you there?
Yes, please.
Yeah, pick any number between 1 to 8 except 3.
2.
All right, let's see. When do you feel most like yourself? When do you feel most like yourself? Over to you.
When I be alone, I just feel like I am complete. My thought process is at that time at high level. So that is the best time when I become alone. So that's all.
Any experience you want to share about that feeling?
When when I was I would like to say one experience. In my college days, I was in 12th and I was failed in 12th. So at that time I was alone, and then I decided I will word hard. I will hard work, and then I complete my 12th again in 71%. So I just distinguished at that time. So my thought process was peak at that time. So I just got the solution for that problem. That was the thing. Thank you.
Okay, that was a great experience of
Gora
doing
sir,
again.
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Table topics is going on, so the speaker has to speak for minimum 1 minute, 1
He
to
has
2
spoken.
minutes.
He has already spoken. The timer has shown green card.
1 minute was over. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I can.
that was a different experience of doing 12th again. You were too enthusiastic to do that. So coming to our next guest, Umaji, are you there? Umaji? All right. So let's go back to our wheel. It is again you, but you had done this. So, our counter Rajkumar Arunachalam. Pick any number between 1 to 8 except 2 and 3. You are on mute.
4.
All right, let's see what your lucky number holds. When you have worked hard and loved every minute of it. When you have worked hard, you have loved every minute of it. Please share your experience.
How many of you have given a chance to change the system where you are working from the previous existing system to the new system? In the last 1 decade, 2 times I was given the opportunity, I was given the task to take the working system from offline mode to online mode. So both the 2 times I was given a huge task to manage and to make all the other peer doctors and other subordinates, starting from staff nurse cadre to hospital workers to sanitary workers, to make them understand and apply how to start with the online mode. I remember in the year 2014, in the month of June, I was working in Government Vidapur Medical College and Hospital as medical OPD in charge. I was given this task. So I started coordinating with the computer engineers, the other technical people, with my immediate higher officer and all the other staffs. And it was time consuming and making them to understand and give them their own time and energy to update themselves and then to come and execute in the working place. And it was a great success. My immediate boss took me to my HOD and he appreciated, saying that the first day itself, he entered nearly 250 patients online and made others also to come online. The similar experience I had in 2019 when the similar task was given to me in the station where I'm currently put up. So in both the occasions, I really worked hard. Apart from this, I loved it to the core because it indeed demanded me to go and work beyond the allotted working time, and that ended in a fruitful transformation of offline to online. And that is how I feel each and every minute I enjoyed working there. And how about you, dear friends? Or to TTM?
It was a great experience of digitization. So now coming to our next section, this is of role playing. There will be 2 persons, A and B, who will be playing these specific roles. So let's see who will be these 2 people. Speaker 1, Evaluator 3, Shada Man would be the first person. Let's see who would be the second. Our guest Amit Singh ji. So I have 2 topics. Pick one or number 2. You're on mute. Can you repeat?
Number 1.
All right. We both are strangers Sharda ma'am is frustrated that our guest has damaged her new dream car, and our guest B is enjoying and making fun of her. Oh, to you, both of you.
Okay. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is this, Raviji? You have just broken my car. You have just hit it so very hard. It's not done.
No, no. I
It was
think,
my
ma'am,
dream
you.
car. Yes.
No.
Yes,
I
please.
think you are on the wrong way. I think I was just passing my lane, and you came in front of me. So I think you are wrong. You just check your lane.
You please check and just think twice before saying. You have done so much of damage to my car, and you are just now just blaming me. The most famous game of India, blame game. Please take your responsibility.
See, your car, ma'am, your car is, I think, insured, and you can claim for the insurance company. So why you are worrying so much? You just take your insurance, claim.
You don't have to tell me what I have to do. I have my own brain also. So you don't have to tell me what I should do and what I should not. But why you have done it? It's just a brand new car. It's only
No,
2 days.
No, ma'am, don't shout. You just, I want to know what kind of help you need from me. Just tell me what kind of help you need. Don't shout. I mean, just be little bit, care your words.
What should I care, sir? You have done so much of damage, and I was going to pick my child. And how will I go?
Take my car.
They were
Yes,
playing.
if you're going to school, just take my car and
They were planning to.
I'll help you. I will help you.
No, they were planning to just put their head out of the roof. What you have done? Your car don't have the rooftop also. How will I go? What will I say to my child? He was so very happy.
I'm not so rich like you. I have just my small car. If you want to use this car, I just offer you. You just take my car and go to your to bring your child from the school, and then you just take the claim from the insurance company and put for the repairing of the car. That's just my suggestion for you. Don't shout.
I will just check it. Thank you so much for your kind advice.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank
Ravi
you,
sir, for being so very harsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
So coming to our last section, which is debate. You just have to present your views in this section. So let's see who would be.
So Gaurav sir, just to disturb, sorry to disturb you.
Yep.
So now the session that you are talking about, so everybody can participate?
No, the particular person. There will be 2 persons.
You will be selecting 2 persons. Okay.
Yeah. For and against. You had already participated, that's why I can't take you. Yeah, our president. And let's see who would be the second one. So our timer, Satya Sai, and our president, Anupam Kumar.
Picture is incorrect, I suppose. Wrong picture is there. TM Satyasai picture is wrongly placed.
It was his old picture. I think from previous meeting.
No, it's not his picture.
It's Miss TM Satya.
Satyanarayana.
Okay, they both have same name, so maybe I am.
Satya Sai has a different smile.
Yeah. So pick a number between 1 to 4, both of you.
Yeah. 1.
1. All right. Social media. Is it neutral or polarized? Polarized. What I'm saying, polarized. So take your stance.
What is this like? We have to speak against
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Basically, one of you has to say it is neutral, and one of you will have to say it is polarized. And you'll have to one sentence. One person will say, then second person will say.
what
second.
is the time limit?
I'll take care of time limit.
It will be 2 minutes, right?
2 minutes. Yeah, let's take it 2 minutes 30 seconds, including the grace period.
So the first speaker has to speak for 1 minute at least. And who will
No,
start?
they will.
That also
They will go on hand to hand. One sentence, one sentence.
Okay. So TM Satya, would you like to start or shall I?
Sir, I'll start.
Sure.
The social media has been used by most of the people in the world. It is also used by political parties to manipulate the people's opinion. Most of the political parties are trying to make the Twitter or Facebook or Instagram make it politicized by extending their views as the country's views. I think it is mostly polarized.
Thank you so much. Thank you from your perspective. But when I see social media in a wider perspective, so then what I found is it's not the social media which is the culprit or which is polarizing it. It's one of the medium. Okay. So maybe like if you are using medium, suppose knife in surgeon's hand. Okay. If it is there, it is saving the life. And same knife, if it goes to some person who is not good in nature, so then he'll kill that person. So you can understand the methodology, the things, the technology remains the same, the weapon remains the same, but one place it is getting used to save life, other place it is getting used to take life. So it depends. Like social media also, we have so many things to learn. Suppose we are connected over here just because of social media, so we are interacting at this moment. So it's a great boon to have. It's not like that it is polarized or something. The only way is like how we are using it, that matters a lot. So there are many kids that are using it for a wrong purpose, and there are many people or kids they are using it for a good reason. Yeah.
Sir, I absolutely agree with your point. But unfortunately, the citizens, all the people who are using, are taking a particular stance and trying to spread negativity about a particular party. So, for example, the Twitter, the trending hashtags, they are being trending because the political parties, their IT cell used to make more tweets or try to inculcate that opinion in our people's mind. So it becomes more polarized.
That's true, but benefit and risk ratio, if we see from that perspective, the risk is very minimal. Okay, and it all depends on how we take it. But when we talk about the benefit it is we are sitting here and we can take a training program from London or US. So it's not earlier it was not possible, but because of this platform, now it is possible to get connected with those people and get the learnings from them. So how about that?
I'll give you an example. In the re-elections in the US elections, after elections are over, the Trump had created lots of protests, and because of the social media that is Twitter, it doesn't accepted the mandate given by the people and shown in the Twitter that the elections are totally manipulated. This created a quite in the whole US that there are so many protests and so many people had died in the protest. This is what, and also in somewhere in the Gulf, also governments have been collapsed due to the.
Yeah, so this is resembles with the saying, no, beauty is lies in the eyes of beholder. So how you take it, like if there, everything is there. So suppose on internet, good things are there also, bad things are there also. So if you are taking bad things, it is up to the person, like what he is trying to choose. So if he's choosing the bad thing, it is means not good for him. But there is possibility of having a multiple and plethora of ample of opportunities are there. So I think we should not, having said that, we should not neglect the things which is of positive in nature. So we should not forget. Maybe there are 1% or 2% of polarization also, but for that purpose, we should not, like in grain also, there are something like, we should not stop eating, no? If some germs or bacteria is there, so you will not stop eating. So you should go ahead with this. Life doesn't end over here. Yes.
I will conclude it by saying that it depends on us to make it, whether it is a polarized or it's a good tool to influence, to make it of a use for a society. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a medium. So that's what I said. It's a medium, whether we are using it for good purpose or wrong purpose. So it's up to the person whether he is using for a good purpose or a bad purpose. I'll give another example, same example, like knife example. If you take the knife, how you are holding it for killing the person or to save that person. So it depends upon how you are using that technology. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my. This is the clear activity. You know, you can dive in, but you can't get out. These two folks were so enthusiastic that they had gone from Indian polity to US polity. So for the sake of timer, you have taken more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So there's no, what you say, use of noting the timing. You both are disqualified. So that was my role today. Over to you, TMOD.
What a sensational table topic session. Means Gaurav has so many ideas. I really wonder where he gets all those things. Like I feel that tomorrow there may be a talk in the Toastmasters group that this Clouds Club is having such a table topic session there where they teach you to fight on the roads, how you will fight, how you will shout at the people, how you will describe yourself, and how you can talk about Trump and Indian politics and some other politics and other issues also, some technical issues. So many things can be taught in this session. So amazing. I don't know. Gaurav has some other sprouts so that he can come out with such ideas. Wonderful session. We just thoroughly enjoyed, and I could see people growing with their vocabulary during these sessions. So thank you, Gaurav sir, for that wonderful thing. Now, coming back to the theme, below intelligent and emotional intelligence or emotional intellect. The story that I was sharing of a happy family, a son, two daughters, and the younger daughter failing at the very first paper. And her problem was fear. Exam, a complete fearful approach, emotional weaknesses of taking things and doing it at our own comfort. And none of the family members could relate with her emotions. And ultimately, that little girl fell to emotional disease called schizophrenia. I couldn't pronounce that word properly, so I had written it in not paper. It is schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a disease by which you lose your confidence, you're not able to decide the things, and you keep on repeating the things to others, and people don't understand what you are actually trying to say. And the person gets trapped in his or her thoughts. So isn't that it was important that all other family members had the emotional intellect to understand the younger child, to understand her problem, get emotionally connect and improve her. If his emotional intellect was there, that girl would have been a normal child. Yes, my dear friends, that family is none other than my own family, and that girl is my younger sister. Until today, I am struggling to make her confident, make her emotionally strong, and it's a every day, every week, every month ritual to give her emotional confidence so that she doesn't have to take more tablets and she can come out of this disease called schizophrenia. So through this session, I urge everybody to become emotionally strong, emotionally intellect, and help everyone around them. And this Toastmaster session is such a wonderful thing. It gives you good words, it gives you good thoughts, it gives you good friends so that you can conquer any battle around. So with this, I would request our general evaluator to present his evaluation report. Over to you, general evaluator.
Where is the evaluation center? We are not evaluated any speaker. How can general evaluator evaluate? Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Evaluators have to evaluate the speakers, then only general evaluator will take.
General evaluator asks everyone, every evaluator to present their report. Na?
Yeah.
So that is what I'm asking.
So I thought you were saying general evaluator to evaluate the evaluators.
I am asking general evaluator to take his role now to take all the evaluations one by one. He will be also taking the tag report also, right?
Okay.
So now I request the general evaluator to take the evaluation session forward.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to welcome evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Mukta Gera ma'am, just to evaluate the speech given by Sharda ma'am, speaker number 1. So over to you, Mukta Gera ma'am.
1 minute, sir. She is not there. Shall I evaluate?
Okay. She is not
Shraddha
there.
ma'am is the, I think. I will do my part.
Be here. She must be here. Yes.
You can't see me? Anyone?
Is there?
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Your speech, Parenting with Love, inspirational and exceptional presentation. Since it was a slideshow, technology was incorporated very clearly, legibly, and effective. I like the way you quoted that others can't wait, your child can't wait is splendid. And it is easier to build strong child to repair than broken one. Was an awesome pearl of wisdom. So you have done these things very beautifully. But I would like you, there has to be some improvement. The one thing is you never use the word of the day. It should be incorporated in your speech. Second thing, you have parenting with love. You are only dealing with children. What parents should love? What is the role of children? They should be also responsible and disciplined. So you should give practical tips with your personal stories. So emotions and expressions has to be combined while presenting. And the third is what you have to challenge with. Since it was a slideshow, you have to express more and present less in the slide. Your verbal vocabulary should be strong. And again, parenting in tips on how we as a parent we can motivate our children to, and we have to enforce positive discipline on them. The controls of positive controls should be mentioned in your script. So with this, I think your transforming parenting will be more better next time. Kudos to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, evaluator number 1, Mukta ma'am. Thanks a lot for your valuable evaluations. With this, I would request our second evaluator, TM Satya Sai Raj. And first, I should congratulate him. Yesterday, he won one of the best speaker speeches in other clubs. So yeah, so he's the sensational one, the next in the making. Great speaker in the making, that I should say. So he is here to evaluate TM Tasleen ma'am. So yeah, please go ahead.
To evaluate today's speaker, Toastmaster Tasleen ma'am. She was studious, and this was the icebreaker speech. The motto of the speech is to introduce herself to the whole club. I will divide the whole evaluation into 3 parts: commendations, recommendations, and conclusion. Coming to commendations, where you did best, the first one is you started with a quote. So, and there are so many quotes. Searching for newer me, and starting with a quote made a good impact. And the second one is your delivery. The pace and the tone is great, and also good body language. You used the word great, good words like notorious, studious, toddler. Used a good words, and also ended with a quote. But coming to recommendations, I observed that as it is an icebreaker speech, you have to introduce yourself to the club. You should have started with, included it like a story. Coming with a story where you first demonstrate the struggle and coming out of it. How did you came out of it with a success? It would be better if you had come up with a story. And the second one is, sometimes I observed that sometimes you are repeating the words like, I saw. It's like some repeating words and also sometimes looking down. I observed that these 2 actions felt like you are somewhat nervous. I felt due to these repeated words and looking down, I felt that you are somewhat feeling nervous. And also the voice, I observed that your voice is monotonous. There are no emotions, and vocal variety is not used much. While using the word disappointed, you are smiling. I observed that it should be like the expression should be communicated through the voice and the facial expressions. Sometimes I observed that the eye contact is missing. You are looking down. Then I felt like eye contact was missing. In conclusion, this was a phenomenal speech. Great words, ended with a bang quote, and ending with how you came out of the struggle. That was in the summary. It was a good speech, and looking forward to hear great speeches from you in the days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So with this, I would like to invite our evaluator number 3 to evaluate our speaker number 3. Okay, so our evaluator number 3 is our very own Sharda ma'am. Okay, and she doesn't need any introduction. So I would request Sharda ma'am to evaluate TM Ganesh sir. So yeah, over to you, ma'am.
If you are willing to, a self-learner, you will develop yourself. What a title, self-education, given by Toastmaster Ganesh. A very, very powerful speech, and I really enjoyed thoroughly. Where you started with imagine, I was really into that imagination. And your struggles, your learning from them and coming out as a winner was extremely impressive. And your command on English, I should say, it's much better. 3 things which I absolutely liked about your speech. It was very structured. Your speech was structured. Your story plot was very good, very impressive. Just because you are a phenomenal speaker with such a good caliber, I have 3 recommendations, 3 small recommendations for you. That is, first is the eye contact. Of course, you should have an eye contact, because then what happens, you will be able to connect with your audience much better. Second is your more hand gestures, movement from here to there. When you are changing the transition, you can change. For example, first you can stand here and second you can go that side. So in that, able to tell the in the transition, I think your speech will be very, very phenomenal. You have already excelled. I have already seen that lot of things you have included. So I congratulate you on completing this project. Congratulations from my side. Thank you so much, the General Evaluator. The stage is yours.
Thanks a lot for sensational evaluation, ma'am. Thanks a lot. With this, we are done with evaluation from all the evaluators. Now, I would request our grammarian, okay, to come forward and share feedback. And he'll be talking about all the good uses of the grammar and not so good uses of the grammar. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's a great pleasure to listening to your speeches, and I really felt involved in each and every speech. And I also note some new excellence of English, and I would like to share good use of English words. And also, you all use the word of the day, indispensable, and the new words like emotionally strong, optimistic, mental, linguistic development, adolescence. As Sharda ma'am has used that our words have power, we must their choice of words should be very careful. And Tasneem ma'am has emphasized on that our thoughts have incredible power. And words like passion, enthusiasm, inspirational, exceptional, studious, and also TM Satyasai used that time is money, and beauty lies in the people's eyes, as Anupam sir says, and these are the words and phrases which are used beautifully. And also I would also like to mention that some of the words which are not used or pronounced correctly, like uncertainty, miracle, opportunity, and we should take care of these words. And I'm happy to share with you all that in this we use the word more than 10 times. Today's word of the day we use in this meeting, and I hope that you all will use this word in future speeches also. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for detailed evaluation, ma'am. Thanks a lot. So now I would request our timer to share his report. TM Satya, please share your report.
This is the report, the time. The 3 prepared speakers. For the first speaker, PM Sharda ma'am, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. She is in time, and the 2 icebreaker speakers are also in time. Coming to the evaluation time is 2 to 3 minutes, and the 3 evaluators are on time. Coming to table topics, Bhushan sir, guest. Tasneem ma'am has spoken for 50 seconds So she was not on time, within time. And also Anupam sir and me, my debate has gone up to 3 minutes 30 seconds. So we are also not on time. Yes.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for a detailed report. I would request now our counter to share his report.
I kindly request to TM Satya sir. Thank you. Listening is indispensable for a speaker to become a great speaker, isn't it? Speeches given by all our speakers today, and I thoroughly enjoyed the entire session listening. To start with, T.A. Mukta ma'am has used "of" for 1 time and the word "so" for 4 times. Then coming to our T.M. Bhushan sir has used "of" for 14 times, "so" for 3 times, and other word used by him, "that" for 6 times and for 4 times, "wonderful" for 3 times, "so that" for 4 times. Then coming to TM Anupam sir, "of" for 9 times, and he has gone with the word "so" for 9 times, and "but" for 4 times, and "that" for 2 times, as well as "there" also, sentences where he included "there" also for 2 times, and "you should" for also 2 times. Then coming to TM Gaurav sir, he used "of" for 14 times and the word "so" for 10 times, and "you know" for 2 times, and other words "all right" for 4 times, "yeah" for 1 time, and other sentences like "let's see" for 5 times, and "that was my" for 2 times. Then coming to TM Satya sir, he used "of" for 12 times and "so" for 2 times, and words like "up to" for 2 times, then "and" for 3 times, "to" for 3 times, "I will" for 4 times, and "to the" for 2 times. Then coming to TM Tasneem ma'am, she used "of" for 4 times, "and" for 4 times, the word "I" for 4 times, and "so" for 2 times, and the word "you" for 3 times. Then coming to our guest, coming to TM Ganesh sir, he used "which" for 2 times, "I" for 4 times, SSC exam for 2 times. Then coming to our guest, Amit sir, he has used "of" for 6 times and the word "just" for 6 times. And that's all from my side as a counter role player. Over to you.
Wow. Wow, sensational. So I think a great evaluation from your perspective. Thank you so much. So we all have got what not to say. Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, this is the detailed report from our counter. Over to you, TMOD.
What a wonderful work done by tag team. I request everyone to clap for them for the wonderful job that they have done, and a great thing to have all of you doing such a wonderful work. And thank you, Raj sir, for showing us those numbers, because as we can relate, the EXCOM members are also there in the race to learn something good. So, we are lacking at so many things so that we can improve. So taking the session further, I would request members to share their experience.
G report should be there. So,
pardon?
General evaluator report would be there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, pardon. So I would request the general evaluators report to be presented for everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So with this sensational meeting, all the speakers, those who have spoken, really great. Okay, thoroughly enjoyed. And the way meeting was started, it was started in almost time. I think Mukta ma'am was very, very particular about it, that we need to start in time. So kudos to her and to every one of us. So it was started with, it started in time. And then TM Modi also, the way he started the discussion, emotional intellect. So yeah, emotionally we were there. We were present. Okay, so yeah, thank you for giving some of the examples about emotional intellect, and thanks for that. So it was flawless in terms of giving the topic, themes, and then discussing about that. But there was some places where there was some glitches, there was some misunderstanding which has happened regarding the roles and all. So we'll going forward, we'll see to it how we can improve upon it. Coming to a few of the evaluations of the evaluators, those who were there. So, so if I talk about the evaluator number 1, so I think what I could see there is when I was looking at evaluator number 1, I suppose evaluator number 1 was Shraddha ma'am. Hello. Was Mukta Gira ma'am, yes, sorry, yeah. So Mukta ma'am was there as a evaluator number 1. So I just missed there. It should be there like the commendation part when she was referring. So there should be some emphasis upon the commendation part. Okay, where while she was giving the feedback to Sharda ma'am. So I think there I found that there was some limitation there. She could have improved upon. And she should have given some recommendation in terms of whenever she gives a lot of recommendation, maybe few recommendation where if she can just tell her that how to do that with the example. Okay, so that would be much better. So that's what I think is required. Okay, so and then at last she didn't mention whether the speaker has qualified or not. So that should also be mentioned whenever we are giving this. So what we need to do is like we need to start with commendation, then recommendation, then we need to give the summary of it, like what are the commendation and recommendation were there, and then we need to talk about whether that person has completed the level or the speech or not. Okay, so the speech criteria was fulfilled or not. So that was the thing which we need to implement in next meeting. And same is the case with evaluator number 2 also. So when I talk about, I think he also mentioned about the topic. So topic you need not have to say, okay? The topic will be shared by TM Modi. Okay, so TM Modi will ask the speaker that your topic is this, and then he'll repeat the topic name and speaker name, and then speaker will speak. Okay, so that should be the order. So that was the missing, but from evaluation point of view, it was okay. It was good. Okay, so yeah, I appreciate the effort since it was for him for the first time. It was really good. Coming back to evaluator number 3, Sharda ma'am. She was bang on there. I think the commendation, recommendation, summary, all these things were given by her. So she sometimes she shared also what to say. Okay, so that way she was good. And 1 or 2 things like she could have explained further, so that would be much better. Otherwise, it was a very good evaluation from evaluation perspective. Okay. Now, coming to TTM, our TTM, TM Gaurav, it was very interesting, I should say. The table topics were quite interesting. The topics were really good. The cherry on the cake was debate. Okay, we lost the debate because we got disqualified. So okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you for keeping us that criteria. But it was good. We enjoyed a lot. Okay, so kudos to TTM Gaurav. Just one thing. Whenever we are conducting TTM, we need to ensure that the guests get the first chance to speak. So that would be the recommendation. And then coming to our tag team, so everybody was fantastic. I should say they have done a great job, whether we talk about the timer, grammarian, or our counter. Okay, so our counter report, I really like the way he has mentioned all those things there. So thank you so much and kudos to you. And to our ma'am, grammarian ma'am. So in morning only she took the role. Okay, so thanks a lot, ma'am, for helping us because there was somebody, because of some unavoidable situation, he couldn't join. Actually, there was some mishappening which has happened. So because of that, he couldn't join today's meeting. And that is why ma'am has taken the role in today morning only, maybe within 2 hours or something she has prepared. So kudos to ma'am. And she was not having laptop also. Thanks a lot for doing all these things. Thank you. Thank you. So apart from this, if I talk about all these speeches, I think that was really fabulous. Starting with Sala ma'am, I always appreciate her, the way she narrates the story, she explains the story. It is too good. Okay, it was the slides were brilliant. I should say it was clear and crisp. So and she emotionally connected with giving the some story also. And it was quite engaging. There were so many questions which was there. Okay, that will poke you every time. They will ask you a question that will keep you engaged. So that way also it was quite good. So coming back to Tasneem ma'am, I think the second speaker, she also spoke really well. Although this was her icebreaker speech, but she excelled. Okay, so we all should clap for her because icebreaker speech is always special. So can we all give a clap to ma'am? Yeah. Then the another speaker, okay, so he was keeping himself on back seat. Okay, always he's there for a long time now, and he has delivered his first speech today. So you are never late now, so that is why that is very apt on you. And the way you started and explained, it was it seemed like you are a professional speaker. So yeah, do contribute more and take more roles like this or speech slots like this. Okay, so this is from my evaluation perspective. Overall, all in all, it was a great meeting. Thank you so much. Yeah. Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you for that wonderful overview of all the evaluations on all the sections. And today's meeting was fantastic. There were 2 icebreakers, and we had our speaker presenting her presentation and a speech. And all in all, it was a wonderful session of gaining knowledge, gaining new insights, and getting habitual to Toastmasters platform. I would like the yes. Let's say, is it there in the room right now? So I will ask the speakers to share their experience. First, I will ask Tasneem ma'am to share her experience of icebreaker speech.
So first of all, I would request TM Gaurav just to update the sheet. Ganesh sir name is missing, so maybe that can be done. Okay. TM Gaurav, are you there?
Yep, I heard that.
Yeah. So just update that. Just update that. Okay. Meanwhile, TM Modi, you can suggest like whatever you meant by saying emotional intelligence. No, so you can just brief us about that, and then the feedback session will be taken by presiding officer. Yeah.
Thank you for guiding the way forward. Emotional intellect has some basic pillars. First, you should understand yourself. What are your strengths, weaknesses, what you cannot, what you can do. The second pillar is you should understand the person in front of you. Understand his knowledge, understand his strengths, weaknesses, and how he responds. Understand his emotions, and then the third pillar comes is the time. The time you are going to interact. What is that situation? What is the demand of that situation? What is the best thing that can be done in that particular situation? Stay with the truth and start your communication. So that will help you to grow. So these emotional intellect things should be adopted, and that you have to learn by yourself one by one. So I would request the speakers to share their thinking about this topic. Starting with Tasneem ma'am.
Sorry, I am getting a lot of disturbance from your side. So if I get your question correctly, you are saying we have to talk about emotional intelligence.
Emotional intellect or emotional intelligence? What is your view about it?
Right. So as you correctly said, that emotional intellect is basically how you are reacting in a certain circumstances. So it could be just a very simple example that if you're in office and if there is some communication going on, when you're first giving a chance to a speaker to talk completely and you're listening wisely, and then you put up your point of view, your perspective. So that itself is also a example of emotional intellect. There you are showing your emotional intellect, you are listening to the person, and then you are giving the feedbacks. So that's it that I can contribute now. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your views. I would ask Sharda ma'am to share her views about emotional intellect and how to address this subject when it comes in relation with the kids.
So Toastmaster Bhushan, can you please just repeat once again? Actually, some disturbance is there. I can't hear actually properly.
I was asking the subject, the theme that we have today is emotional intellect. So
Yes.
this emotional intellect, how can we relate with kids and parents' relation, and how can we go on?
Okay. Thank you. Today, I think we have seen this in many times in the news that the IITNs, the highest IQ level students, they are taking their lives. It is because the EQ, that is the emotional quotient, is very less or low in them. They have high IQ, but less EQ. So this emotional, my topic today was happy parenting. Happy parenting means to give your child those emotions. It's okay if you have done something wrong, it's okay. Learn the life skills which are necessary and which are not taught. How does EQ comes from? The EQ comes from those life skills which should be taught to a child at a very young age. Children are always pushed for competition, not for collaboration. They are always pushed to be selfish, not to share with others, but instead they should have been asked for collaboration. And today we know that this is the mantra to be collaborative, to be emotionally strong. So these things should be taught by the parents. The child is very soft. He or she can be molded by giving good values. We expect the child to be disciplined, but are you really? We expect the child not to use mobile, but are you not using? So these are the things. First, we should have to be a role model for our children, then to expect everything. So emotional EQ, I should say, is much more important than IQ. Marks does not matter, the skill matter. That is my continuous tagline for all the parents. Don't push them. If you want them to be disciplined, first show your discipline, and then you should, of course, there are many good ways of parenting. The parenting as a subject is taught in Western countries, but here the parenting is just left on yourself. You do trial and error, observe, experimentation, and sometimes we fail, and the relation ends up in a very, very bad note, very sour relationship. So I should suggest, in fact, I am asking each parent today that please have a very good relation with your parents. Teach them the emotional skills, not only the marks. Thank you, sir. Hope I have justified.
Thank you, ma'am. That was wonderful, and it is always a pleasure listening to your thoughts and your views. It's really a great learning for us. I would request Ganesh sir to talk a few words about the theme of the day.
The theme of the day is emotional intelligence, right? Am I correct? Okay. Yeah. So basically, if I talk about the emotional intelligence, I have been working with this particular part around more than 9 years now. What I observed is there is one book called Map of Consciousness. In that book, there is a reference given by Dr. David Hawkins. He was one of the famous psychiatrists in this world. He has given one table. That table shows different frequency or vibrations of our aura. He mentioned that the people who has higher emotional intelligence being followed in their life are the people who is more happy and intelligent and rich in terms of money. The one more thing which he highlighted in his book, the people who is having the vibrations of their body, especially the aura vibrations, is more than 500, are the people who is having more intelligence in terms of their EQ, and those are the people are really succeed in their life. So to make ourselves at the higher vibration and higher potency of frequency, we can take the benefit of different options around us. It's including the meditation, including the EFT techniques, or many more techniques with the neuro-linguistic programming and the Bach-Flower remedies. All those options which we have opened to increase our frequency to make ourselves at the emotionally higher. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ganesh, for sharing your views. I would ask Mukta Gera ma'am to share her views about this subject. Mukta.
Yes, sir. The topic was very interesting, emotional intellect. In this, there were two words, emotional intellect, that is emotions and brain power, rational power. Now one has to balance both. This was a very good topic, and today it is a need. We are always saying we have to be a role model of children. Why we have to be role model? What is their role? Two aspects should be taken, children and parents. We are telling them they are not doing. So what they also have to be, they also should respect the parents and children, and we should do parenting with love, not by scolding or by using harsh language. It is a topic of positive vibrations, which should be taken in a daily spectrum. We should be grounded and should bring responsibility in each and every member. Now today's game is blame game, but blame game. Why blame? If you will go to back, nobody used to blame. Everybody used to hear. So this topic, emotionally being grounded and become rational in your day to day. We should have the smart children, not the dull children who are following us. Why we have to? The era has changed, so smartness should be incorporated with emotions. So that is what is the today's role I demanded. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing those great thoughts, ma'am. And it's really wonderful listening to all you great speakers. I think guest Amit sir is there in the room. I'm just searching for him. Not able to find.
Yes, please.
Is there? Acha, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I couldn't see you in the list.
Yeah,
Sir, I would request you to share your views about today's topic, emotional intellect.
yes, sure. As per my understanding, emotional intelligence like that means just manage ourselves emotions and to understand the other people's emotions. That is the main thing which I understand from this topic. And this topic is very, very informative. What we have discussed, all the speakers were enlightened the topic, and this is a very informative session, I think. Thank you.
With sir, thank you for your views. It was really wonderful. I asked Anupam sir, can we go ahead with the sessions of declaring our today's best speaker and best role? Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, TM Gaurav, do we have certificates ready or results ready?
Actually, there's a person called Ajay. I think he's a guest. You can include him. He's entering and exiting, so maybe you could ask him.
Yeah, I have admitted him, so he's there in the group. Maybe.
Yeah. If you would want to take his introduction.
So, are you ready with the reports, or will it take a few more minutes?
Just 1 or 2 minutes. That's it.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. So, yeah, last Ajay sir is there. Good afternoon. I think we have discussed about the meeting. You were there in the meeting or no? You have just joined.
Good afternoon, everybody. The other one, I just joined, saw that because I had the link and I was supposed to join and be in the somehow at the 11th hour with something other, and I this Sunday. I am Ajay. I am a Toastmaster and member of Toastmaster Club, right? And I am basically I am an engineer working with a private company in West Bengal, Durgapur. And this is my first interaction with you guys. But I am a very active member in Pink City Toastmaster Club. But now, as they have moved to offline mode, so it has been completely tricky for me to be in a meeting. Regarding my Toastmaster journey, I can especially tell you that I have not delivered that much of speeches, but I have delivered lots of small roles in almost every meeting. And whenever they have asked me to do anything for the meeting or take up any roles, immediately I have tried my best, and that's why I have grown this much of with my English and speaking and everything. So this is basic thing about me. But today I think I am very much unfortunate that I could not make it with the Sprout, and I got occupied at the 11th hour.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I can see the kind of hunger you have, although you are occupied with the work, but you want to continue with the meetings, club meetings. You want to contribute, and that hunger is with you. So it's great to have. And it's good to attend many meetings because I find it quite helpful from my perspective. Whenever I join any club meeting, whether whatever the club is, we get to learn some new things. So it is basically
Definitely,
good
sir.
to have. And definitely in
Definitely.
future also, we would request that if you have time, just join us. Okay. So, and we would request to participate in some way if you can.
Yeah, sure,
You
sure.
can.
I'm really looking forward to this online meeting because offline meeting is not feasible for me, and there is no club nearby me within a radius of 150 kilometers. So
So
it is
you may
very tough.
contact Bhushan sir. Maybe Bhushan sir will drop a message. Like you can share your number, Bhushan sir, and
Yeah,
they can
it has been already shared, and I
Okay,
got
sure,
the link.
sure,
So no problem.
sure.
From next time, I think the link will be shared with me, or maybe I will be I'd be make to join a WhatsApp group maybe in future. But
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I would like to continue this journey, and I'm really looking forward to you and I'll a Sprout Club, and I'll not try, but I always try to make the things and be in the meeting and participate very actively. But this time I could not avoid the things, and I was supposed to join, and even I was planned to call, and it was completely unavoidable scenario, so I could not make it.
Sure, no worries, no worries. So next time we'll let you in advance so that you can plan your day and you can join. Okay. Thank you so much for joining today. And we had a fabulous meeting, I should say. Each member have contributed a lot. Okay.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So with this, I would request, I just wanted to say one more thing that which I have observed in other groups, like they have the listener also. Like some places, no, they have the listener, and what listener does is basically is listening the entire speeches, and then after that he or she will ask the question pertaining to one sentence or something like who spoke this, what was the idea when he spoke this, so that kind of things. So that keeps everybody engaged. Maybe we can we can include those things in our future meetings. And apart from that, how we can improve the club, that we can take the feedback from all of you. Although the time is means we have overshooted the time, but we just want in quick few seconds, if somebody wants to suggest, please go ahead. Please suggest us how we can improve it. Yeah, there are a few technical glitches which were there in terms of understanding and all, so we'll sort it out as soon as possible. But it was almost good. Okay, everything went so well. Okay, so any feedback on that? We'll love to hear any feedback which you can give. Maybe guests or our Toastmasters.
Amit Singh sir, if you can share your views about the meeting.
No, I mean, I think
Suggestions you have.
yeah, it is already very structured meeting, and I just enjoyed it. This is my first meeting, and I just enjoyed the whole conversation with all the speakers, and it was very engaging session. So I just liked it, and no further suggestions or from my side. I think it is well equipped session. So that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So, Team Gaurav, are you ready with the results?
Yeah. So welcome guys to this certificate ceremony. I will be sharing voting results along with the certificates. So for the best for best prepared speaker, we have 7 responses. And Tasneem Rangwala, or Toastmaster Tasneem Rangwala, has got the certificate and has the certificate.
Congratulations to you, ma'am. So for getting the first certificate. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Would love to hear from you in future also, next meetings. Yeah. It was
Sure.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's move forward to prepared evaluator. We have 9 responses, and our Toastmaster Shraddha Chakraborty has got the certificate.
Sharda ma'am.
Sharda ma'am, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Then we have the table topics speaker. So we have 8 responses, and again Toastmaster Shada has won this particular category.
Thank you. Thank you so much for voting. And
I would also love to share best guest table topic speaker, which who is Amit.
Thank you so much.
Let's get on to the best role players and auxiliary role players. So man, what's happening to me? So Rajkumar Arunachalam, who is our counter, has won the best auxiliary role player, and best primary role player is TM Anupam Kumar. So let's have those certificates also. Congratulations, General Evaluator Anupam Kumar. And our counter, Rajkumar Arunachalam, has won the best auxiliary role player. I'll share the certificates in the group. Meanwhile, Toastmaster Ajay, I have shared a link. You can post your contact details in that form. We will contact you shortly.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. I have already done it, and you might have received it by now.
All right. Over to you.
Thank you so much. So I think we had a fabulous day today. Okay, and we learned, as many of us would have learned something today, and there would be some take-home messages. Okay, so when we talk about emotional intellect, we are talking about right side of the mind, not about the left side of the mind. So yeah, right side is always right. Okay, so yeah, so with this, our meeting number 211 is adjourned. Okay. And now we are open for informal discussions. So you may stop the recording.
Photo session.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, one photo. If you all are here, please